Peace Reflections. Natural Angel coming at ya. One just wanted to say, I love myself. This video is about people. People are like food. People are like food, Reflections. We digest people's energy, people's thoughts, people's fears. This is why it is imperative we begin to isolate and sit with nature quietly. When these beings do try to enter one's electromagnetic field, one can make sure that they are vibrating on the same frequency that we are on. We must begin to study the 7 Hermetic principles and the 42 laws of Ma'at. It is imperative we keep in mind that just because something may look good, feel good, maybe even taste good, does not necessarily mean they are good for one's avatar, Reflections. Peace, Reflections. Natural Angel coming at ya. One just wanted to say, I love myself. This video is a continuation of the B6 diet. So like I was saying before, the B6 diet consists of mostly fruit, organic fruit bearing a seed. But the basis of the B6 diet is avocados, potatoes, tomatoes, bananas, and sunflower seeds. The sunflower seeds, of course, they keep us constantly chewing and chewing. It gives us that muscle memory, so we can begin to curb these cravings and these unnatural habits of eating these processed foods that we have been programmed to eat in Babylon, Reflections. And yeah, so bananas are very good for one's being as well, because they contain a lot of vitamins, a lot of nutrients, a lot of potassium. One can, like I said before, make a guacamole with the avocado. Mash up the avocado, season it with some pink Himalayan sea salt or black Hawaiian sea salt, whatever you like. Some lime. It is good to also implement every now and then a little organic rice, a little organic beans. One can chop up some tomatoes, boil your potatoes. Eat this hearty meal at solar noon, of course, when the sun is at its highest, so one can properly digest this meal. You can add some organic ketchup if that's your thing. We must keep in mind also, I know a lot of people may think like potato is an insulator. They cause pus and mucus in the body. But think about it, Reflection. It is not like you're eating a whole bag of potatoes or deep frying your potatoes, making curly fries. No, you're simply just giving it a light boil, and you're eating this with a hearty meal of avocados, tomatoes, like guacamole, chopped up tomatoes. So really, you're basically eating a raw diet. You know what I mean? Potato, again, is very good because it comes from the earth. It keeps us grounded. It keeps us connected to the planet, to the earth, to nature. Rice also comes from the earth. It keeps us grounded as well, Reflections. And the beans, of course, are full of protein. And a lot of people may think as well, like beans are poison. Beans aren't good for one's avatar. But again, while in Babylon, it is very essential that we eat according to our environment. We are not close enough to the sun. We are not in our natural environment. We are organic beings that belong in our tropical environment. But being that we are transitioning out of this environment into our natural environment, we must eat it accordingly. We must keep in mind also that while in Babylon, it is very detrimental. It can be very dangerous to eat mostly fruit only, because we are not close enough to the sun. We are not in our proper environment. Fruit is basically just liquid light, and one can survive off fruit in Babylon. It is of my opinion, if you're not doing much, if you're just sitting around, if you're just sitting in nature and stuff like that, then yeah, you can probably go off just fruit. But if you're working or running around, it is very dangerous, and your body can crash, and it could be very detrimental. So one must be careful. This is why truly the B6 diet is a transitional diet for those meat eaters, to give them that fulfilling, so they can be able to curve their diet from a mostly meat and dairy diet to a mostly fruitarian vegan diet, Reflections. So the B6 diet is truly just a transitional diet for those meat eaters who want to still feel that fulfilling. This is why we implement the potato. But also you can every now and then eat you some organic rice, some organic beans, just to make sure you get enough protein so your body doesn't feel weak, so you don't crash. Especially if you work in Babylon, you don't want to be at work feeling weak. You might actually pass out because your body won't be absorbing the proper protein that it needs to function. So being that we're on the subject of food, there is no food like the sunlight. The sun feeds our cells. In Babylon, we've been trained and tricked to believe that the sun is a vitamin D, but truly the sun is a steroid hormone. That is something you should look into and study as well. The sun is truly a steroid hormone, which is why beings, think about it, in nature, the biggest animals in nature are really vegan. So when we begin to get closer to nature and become one with the planet, and we are truly living in our tropical environment, we will see that this diet will slowly transition us to curb our appetites and cravings that we can survive off mostly sunlight. And fruit is truly just liquid light. And in Babylon, our water supply has been contaminated to the point where one cannot even trust these bottled waters. And one can buy Fiji water, which is recommended, but again, if one begins to eat fruit is like liquid light. Fruit is full of water. So one will begin to feel full of fruit, and also one will be full of water. My favorite is the mango, of course, or any fruit that is truly consistent of a lot of water, because we are beings that are made of 70% water. So I like watermelons, cantaloupes, honeydews, any fruit that has truly a foundation of a lot of water in it is my favorite. But yeah, you got to keep in mind that when one begins to eat a fruitarian vegan diet, we will see our cravings slowly relinquish. We will not have these unnatural cravings and these cravings that we have truly been programmed to crave in Babylon, to eat these processed unnatural foods, these junk foods. And keep in mind that when we eat foods like meat and dairy, what it does is it sits in our body and it festers, creating an additional amount of pus and mucus, which lead to further complications like dis-ease in the body, and it allows our cells to miscommunicate, to malfunction. Think about it, the way our teeth are structured, one can tell we are truly frugivores. We have the digestive tract of herbivores. We have a very long digestive tract. So when we do eat meat and dairy, what they do is they just sit in there and fester and create all type of complications that one does not want. Reflections. So yeah, begin to implement this B6 diet into your life. Well, it's truly not a diet, it is more of a lifestyle. But for those who are meat and dairy eaters, it has been designed also by Melanation to curb your cravings for meat and for dairy and all these unnatural foods that the body does not know how to properly digest. And yeah, just because you can eat something does not necessarily mean it is fruit. Reflections, because I'm sure you could process any material into a bite-sized material and you could probably ingest that, but that does not necessarily mean it is good for your digestive system. So one must begin to eat of mostly fruit that comes from the earth. Reflection, because we are tropical beings and we belong in our tropical environment. It is time we begin to eat like we do. It is time to begin to eat like we understand who and what we truly are. This message is to all my reflections, the melanated goddess and god of the planet. This is Natural Angel coming at y'all. One just wanted to say peace, and I love myself.